All right, we have the Cunfon, the Cunfon M200 electric dirt bike that we're gonna review today. We're gonna get it out of the box. We're gonna put it up together. We're gonna test it out and we'll do a full review. But before we do that, it boasts of a 3,000 watt brushless motor, 23.5 amp hour battery, and a top speed of 40 miles an hour. And apparently, the range is right around 43 miles claimed. So let's get it open and see what we got. So kudos to Cunfon. This is a legit metal frame holding in this dirt bike. So really good packaging. I'm pleased to see that. You see this? They actually bolted the axle to the frame. Nice. And the same for the rear wheel. Nice. Just another example of how well this is packaged and tightened. The peg bracket is bolted to this frame. A rubber tube to cover the metal strap. Nice move. Don't never not clean up. See it coming through? We did it! It's the next morning, and this build took all day. No, I'm just kidding. It was actually a really quick build. Truly, it was an easy build. So it was just a matter of getting the handlebars on, and when I say handlebars, I mean just the handlebars. The throttle was already installed, the LCD was already installed, the brake line was already installed, just the handlebars. Then moving down, we had to get the wheel on. We had to get the fender on, the front plate, and then it was just a matter of getting those pegs on, which we went over a little bit in detail, as well as the kickstand. Super easy. So it truly was a quick build. One thing I wanted to mention about the front plate that I was really appreciative of, for the Yozma, you can actually show the Yozma real quick. Yeah, for the Yozma, you actually had to put the front plate on by bolting it from the back here. You see this small little cavity? We had, my daughter luckily had enough dexterity and tiny enough hands to get that on from the back, whereas Cunfon, right in the front. So a huge thank you, something small but was really helpful. Next, we're gonna be going over a size comparison between the Cunfon, a Razor MX650, and then of course, the Yozma IN10. All right, we have got the Razor MX650, the Cunfon M200, and the Yozma IN10 for a quick size comparison. So I have my son here, and he's just going to give us a quick height of the seat for the Razor MX650. What are we at, Noah? 21. All right, take a seat on that. Let us see what it looks like. Okay. Looks like a nice comfortable position. Noah, what's the length on this one?
54 inches long.
54 inches long. All right, let's go take a look now at our Cunfon M200. What do we got for height on this bad boy? Where are we at?
23 and a half.
23 and a half, a little taller. All right, let's see you take a seat on that and see what it looks like. And how does that feel compared to the Razor MX 650?
Quite a bit more comfortable.
A bit more comfortable. Looks like the handlebars are a bit higher. The seat's a little bit higher off the ground. That looks pretty good. I'd say it's a good size. And Noah, how old are you?
14.
14, all right. And then let's check out the Yozma IN10. What do we got for a height on this seat?
27 inches.
27 inches. And what's the length on this bad boy?
61 inches long.
61 inches long. I don't think I asked you. What's the length on the Cunfon M200?
56 inches.
56 inches long. So it goes from the Razor up to the Yozma. Smaller, bigger, biggest. Let's see how this feels in comparison to the Cunfon. What do you think about this one? How does this compare in size to the Cunfon?
Feels pretty good, but that one has better suspension.
The Cunfon has better suspension. All right. So that's like just a quick comparison of what it looks like between the three dirt bikes. All right, next we're gonna go over how this does off the line in terms of speed and torque. So we're gonna compare it to the Yozma IN10. But before we do that, I just wanted to do a quick statement on the fact that there's no key to turn it on. It's just the button right here, which took us a little bit of time to find out, but push the button and we're ready to rock and roll. Okay, we are ready for our speed test to see which machine is quicker off the line. On the left hand side we have our Cunfon M200. On the right we have our Yozma IN10, and we're going to see which one is faster. Now I'll be the first to tell you on the Yozma, that rider got a quicker jump, but after reviewing the footage, after talking to both my boys after riding, the Cunfon did have a quicker takeoff, a quicker launch. So it is faster off the line. All right, we are doing a top speed test. First up is the Yozma IN10. And he's coming up on us right now. Let's see what he gets for top speed. Here we are. All right, let's see what we got on the Yozma. We're checking out the speedometer now. The speed calculator, rather. What do we get?
36.
Top speed for the Yozma IN10 is 36.3. All right, Cunfon M200 is next. All right, the Cunfon M200 is up next. We're gonna get it ready for him. Turn it on. And then we're gonna put it on a speed setting of 1, 2, 3. 3 is the highest, so he's ready to go. All right, we are calculating our top speed test for the Cunfon M200. What are we gonna get? Noah is screaming down the hill now. We're on a flat. What do we got? It's so much quieter than the Yozma. All right, we're ready to check and see what was the top speed. Noah's busting out his app. What did we get? Top speed was 35.55 miles an hour for the Cunfon M200. All right, there we have it. All right, so just a quick video to show you guys just kind of what it looks like for an adult to be on. This is the Yozma. We're gonna do a quick comparison to the Cunfon, but I'm 5'11", 185 pounds, and just kind of the shocks, they feel pretty good. These feel pretty sturdy, okay? I would say this is actually pretty comfortable for me. This is what it looks like if my knees are on the kickstand while I'm holding the handlebars. So I wouldn't complain about this, to be honest. And then let's just compare real quick to the Cunfon. The suspension, a lot softer. I'm not bottoming out, a lot softer, probably more appropriate for a kid. in terms of size. The handlebars are actually a little higher than the Yozma, so that actually helps with the level of comfort. And my knees are a little bit higher compared to the Yozma. So I would say, in terms of from the perspective of an adult, the Yozma is a little bit more comfortable, but to be honest, this isn't bad. It's actually really fun to ride, even as an adult. All right, we're gonna do a quick cruise to get to our trail. I'll be on the Cunfon. Malachi is gonna be on our upgraded 48-volt Razor. This thing moves, it goes 30 miles an hour. And then of course we got Noah on our Yozma IN10. So we're gonna take a quick ride to get there, and then we'll take these bad boys, this one especially, on the trail. This jump, are you crazy? Holy cow. He said he's done it before, we'll see. Take it easy, take it easy. Woo! Got ourselves a little half pipe here. Oh no. You alright? Holy cow! Don't let mom see that one. So before we get to the summary, I just wanted to list a couple of things that I would say are negatives, that I found to be at least annoying from my perspective, as well as some key features that I think are worth mentioning that I do like about the dirt bike. So to start off, the first thing is the charge cable. It's the same thing for the charge cable as well as for the cable that connects to the battery when you remove the seat. It's got this little mechanism, this little button that you push to release it. And while it's not a big deal to plug into charge, when you want to remove it, it's annoying and it does not come out as easily as you'd like. The next thing I would say is there's no headlight. I feel like that would have been an easy thing to add, and would have been a really nice feature. And then I would say the last thing is there's nothing wrong with the display necessarily. It's just, it does seem basic. I think that could have been something that they would have addressed. That might have been a nicer feature to add, a little bit more, I mean, maybe color even. But it's just basic, but not the end of the world. And then in terms of what I did like about the bike that stuck out to me, the first one, it's you know, a simple thing, but it's got this metal handle on the back. It's easy to grab and maneuver, whereas the Yozma IN10 does not have that. Another thing I liked about the bike is, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it or not, is this little release ring, right? You pull it up, you twist it, it unlocks the seat. It's really quick access to get to the battery. Works well. Another item I would say is I actually like this lanyard. It attaches to a safety feature. So if it's attached to your child and they crash or they need to stop, right? You just pull it off and the battery dies. The engine is shut off. And then it's magnetic, it goes right back in. So just a couple items I thought were worth mentioning before we get to our summary, but overall I liked it, right? And we'll get to our summary here soon with my son and just kind of discuss our thoughts overall between this and the Yozma. I do have the new Droid Berserker that I am waiting to review if and when they do actually send me a new battery, because it's dead. Actually, one more thing I thought was worth mentioning that I liked about the dirt bike is, and let's get it charged, the charger. You hear nothing. It's because it's very quiet, just like the motor compared to the Yozma N10. It's a nice, quiet charger. It's a metal case. It feels nice and solid. It feels like it's not that chintzy plastic that you would get from the Yozma N10. And, you know, if you're not familiar with the Yozma N10 and its charger, it is loud. It sounds like my French bulldog snoring. It makes some weird noises, whereas this is, as you can see, totally quiet. You hear nothing, and it's charging. So, all right. So I think we're hoping to just kind of wrap up our review. We did the unboxing, obviously. We compared size, speed. We compared suspension, and I think, in my humble opinion, I actually think it's a slightly higher quality bike from plastics and frame, and even the motor, the drivetrain, is slightly better than the Yozma N10, in my opinion. I think Noah has a different opinion. I think he's maybe a little bit more loyal to his Yozma, but although the Yozma has a higher top-end speed, this does have a slightly more powerful motor at 3,000 watts, and I think I feel that. It feels a little bit more snappy when the response, a little bit more torquey, but as you saw in a previous clip, it doesn't go quite as high in top speed compared to the Yozma IN10. Noah, what did you think? Can you give me some thoughts? So, we obviously saw you wipe out, which, you know, between you and me, we'll keep that away from Mom. Of course, you'll see the video probably, but you were good. The bike was good. I don't see any problems with it. It seems like it's pretty durable, but in your opinion, you've jumped the e-box dirt bike before. You've jumped this a couple times. What would you say feels better between this and the e-box?
I think probably the e-box, just because it was a little lighter and I was able to land on both the wheels easier.
So the e-box is a little bit easier to jump. It is lighter, it's more compact, sure. What would you say on the road? What feels better between this, maybe the e-box, and the Yozma? What feels better on the road?
Probably this, just because it has better, better suspension.
Better suspension, okay. All right. Could you tell a difference in the throttle between this and the Yozma? Did it feel more snappy to you, or did you think you liked the throttle better on the Yozma?
I think this throttle is a little more snappy.
A little more snappy, a little more responsive, I would say. Okay. If you're interested in the Cunfon M200, you can go to Amazon and buy it for $1,600, or you can visit my store in the link and get it for $200 off that. Thanks, guys. God bless.